What's up, everyone? My name is Matt, and today I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of doing retirement home gigs as a musician. As someone who's done hundreds of gigs over the years, I've learned quite a bit, so I'm going to share some of that with you. If you're thinking about getting into this, or if it's something you've been interested in, maybe this will help you a little bit. Let's start with some of the pros. Number one is you're brightening these people's days. I don't know if you've ever been to a retirement home, but there's not a whole lot going on. So when you come in and play some songs that they know and love, you're really lifting these people's spirits. That's why I got into this in the first place. I didn't even know they paid. First gig I ever did, I just volunteered at a place by my house. I wanted to do something good. So I went in there, played a bunch of songs. They loved it. And afterwards, the lady comes up to me and says, "You're great, we love you, we want to hire you again, and we want to hire you at our sister properties as well." Now I was like, "Oh, you're going to pay me to do this? Great." I didn't even know it was a paying type of gig. I thought I was just volunteering. So that's kind of when the light bulb went off, and I said, okay, I guess I can make some money doing this as well. So bonus. Speaking of the money, that's another one of the pros, is it pays pretty well. All these gigs are only an hour long at the most. You'll never do one that's more than an hour at the retirement homes, which is great. And the hours that they have them is also great. Coming from bar gigs, which I still do, but bar gigs are obviously later in the evening. The retirement home gigs, most of them have a few different time slots. They have a 10:30-ish right before lunch, and then they have like a 2 or 3 in the afternoon deal. And occasionally you'll do an early evening, like a 6 or 7 p.m., but you'll never do anything later than that. You'll never do more than an hour. So the hours are great. You can be home in the evenings. You can do multiple gigs during the day. I had one place I played at, they had about 6 different buildings, so I would do 3 gigs in one day, different time slots, and it was beautiful. I was making $150 to $200 per gig, which is not too shabby for an hour, and that's great. 3 to 4 hour bar gigs and weddings and all that stuff, that's a major commitment. An hour with an engaging crowd goes by very quickly. Another one of the pros is there's tons of places to play. I don't know where you live, but where I live, they're opening these memory care places all over the place. And they're all looking for something to entertain their guests, their residents, because they're bored. There's not a whole lot going on. So they're all looking for engaging entertainers to come in and brighten their residents' day. And that's another thing, is when you go in, you want to be playing upbeat songs. You want to play songs that are going to lift people's spirits. You can throw in a couple ballads, throw in your Can't Help Loving You and stuff like that, but you don't want to go in with a bunch of slow, depressing songs. You want to lift the spirits, you want to keep the tempo up. I used to open with Hey Good Looking. I would get everybody singing along. As you do it more and more, you're going to see what songs people really react to and sing along to. So I had a great list. Mix it up, keep it fresh for yourself, keep it fresh for them, but try to keep it upbeat. I used to also bring in maracas for everybody. I had these little cheap plastic maracas I would pass out, and I would have everybody shaking along. I would say, shake it up high, shake it down low, shake it side to side, shake it over your neighbor's head. They would all laugh hysterically at that one. But the staff loved it, the residents loved it, and it just brought an extra form of energy to the room, a little more engagement with the residents. Now, it's not always going to be like that. Some of the places you play at, there was one place I played at, they had 3 floors, and you didn't know what floor you were going to play on until you got there. First floor, people were super bright. They were all singing along. It was great. You always wanted to be on the first floor. Second floor, not so much, a little bit of engagement. Third floor, they hardly knew you were even there. You were kind of playing for people that were there, but not really there, if you know what I mean. Those gigs are tough because you're kind of playing for yourself. There's no engagement, there's no feedback, there's no interaction. You're just kind of there. So you got to roll with that. Every place is going to be different. Every scenario is going to be different. So you got to be able to adjust to the scenario that you're in. Another one of the pros is they're super appreciative. They're bored. So if you come in and you brighten their day and lift their spirits, they're going to tell you about that. You're going to know. They're going to be all watching you from the minute you walk in. They're going to be watching you till you leave, and they just love it. They're so thankful that you came there, lifted their spirits, and gave them a little bit of joy that day. So the appreciativeness is great. It's not like a bar gig where they're going to be throwing money in your jar. You don't get tipped at these gigs, but that's fine. That's part of the deal. You know that going in. So, all right. Now let's talk about a few of the cons, because there's definitely a few cons. The biggest con for me was it's a high turnover industry. So the person that is the engagement director, life enrichment director, they have a million different names for that title now. That person will hire you, they'll love you, and then 3-4 weeks later, they're gone. And it's like starting all over again. The new person doesn't know you from Adam, so you might be trying to get in there, you're not getting a call back, your person's gone, it's starting over. That person has their own people from other places that they've been in the past that they bring in. So one of my tips is definitely to make friends with more of the staff members than just the person that hires you. You've got a better chance of coming back. If a new person comes in, the staff members will go, hey, you know what, you need to bring Matt back. Everybody loves him. They'll go, okay. So if you've got an inside track like that, and you become friends with these people if you play there enough. I'm still friends with a lot of the people that worked at these places. And that was well over 10 years ago when I used to do that, but we still stay in touch and we still communicate. So building relationships with the staff is key, and not just the person who hires you, but the surrounding staff as well. Another con is you have to wait to get paid. These are corporate places. You have to send in your invoice and then wait for your check to come in the mail. It's not like a bar gig or a private party where they pay you at the end of the gig. Some of them do, but most of them don't. So you have to have your little invoice system down. You have to have your billing checks and balances. Make sure you get that check. Some of them take a month to get. And some of them you have to remind because they didn't put your payment in, that didn't get processed. So getting paid can be a little bit of a hassle, but you have to stay on top of it, and you have to come up with an invoice system that you can supply them with, because they're going to need that in order for you to get paid. Let's see. Another one of the pros is the minimalistic gear that you have to bring to these gigs. I'm a guitar player, singer, so I would just bring my guitar. I had an 8-inch QSC speaker that had 2 inputs, one for my mic, one for my guitar, separate volumes, plug and play, had my mic stand with my iPad. I could be set up in 5 minutes and I'm ready to go. Bar gig, you got to bring a lot more equipment out, you got to get there earlier. It's a lot more of a commitment. These gigs, I just had my cart, I roll in, boom, set up, ready to go. So bar gigs and retirement home gigs are completely different. It's a completely different vibe. It's completely different song list, and obviously it's a different crowd. But the retirement home gigs can be great. They can get paid well. You have great hours. You have a super attentive audience. I mean, from the minute you walk in, they're watching you. Every move you make, they're going to watch you set up, they're going to watch you break down, everything in between. And you become friends with a lot of these people. I still remember a lot of the people's names at regular places that I used to go to, and it was a great feeling knowing that you're brightening their day. So it's definitely something you can make money at, have fun at, not work a ton of hours, and enjoy yourself. So you have to have a nice promo packet. You got to have some videos that you can show people these days. Put them on YouTube, whatever you got to do. Get some sample videos of you playing. Play upbeat stuff. Play stuff that is from their time period. I used to play a lot of older stuff like Hank Williams, Dean Martin, play some Sinatra, all that stuff that they grew up listening to. They want to go back to those days. You can get a little bit into the 70s, like Country Roads and Bad Bad Leroy Brown I used to do. That was a big hit. But you can't really go beyond the 70s or they're not going to recognize that stuff. So your set list is crucial as well. You want to play stuff that's engaging, play stuff that they can sing along to, easy sing-along stuff. It's really great when the whole room is singing along, shaking the maracas. I mean, it's a great vibe, and it's to get paid for that. It's a great feeling. You know, you leave there knowing you did something good, and you got a little bread along the way too. So that's that. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Feel free to message me if you have any questions, or I'll probably put a song list in the comments just to give you some examples of stuff that I used to play. And have fun with it. See ya.